You ever remember something from a game so clearly, a line, a level, a glitch, only to check in, it never existed? Well, that's the Mandela effect, where tons of people share the same false memory, and when it happens in games, it's even weirder, because we didn't just watch these, we played them for hours, days, weeks, months, years. So why do so many of us remember the same wrong things? Today, let's jump into the craziest Mandela effects in all of gaming history, and let me know if your mind's as broken as mine. Number 1. Pikachu's tail. Picture it, Pikachu. Everyone's favorite electric rodent, yellow fur, lightning bolt tail, and if you ask 9 out of 10 people, they'd probably swear there was a little black tip at the end of it. Here's the twist. There isn't, or never was. Pikachu's tail has always been completely yellow. So how did the false memory spread so far? It's a perfect storm. First, Pikachu's ears do have black tips, so visually our brains mirror that pattern onto the tail. But secondly, early graphics, especially on the Game Boy, were grainy and sometimes details bled together, so kids back then couldn't really tell if Pikachu had a black tail or not because the pixels kind of moved together. So when they were on the playground talking about it, it created a whole bunch of rumors, false memories, and then the story goes how it goes. But there was also the problem with unofficial merch and low quality items. They would sometimes put the black tip on the tail just because they weren't educated enough to know that it was yellow. They were under the same false memory as everybody else. So if you got scammed back in the day, look at your plushie, see if it has a black tip on its tail, it's probably fake. Probably cool, but it's probably fake. Plus, let's be honest, when you've grown up with Pikachu everywhere from cards to cartoons to cereal boxes, it's easy for any tiny visual inconsistencies to implant themselves as true. So for Pikachu's tail, I'm gonna give it Mandela level full evolution. Possibly shiny. Number 2, Luigi and Mario 64. If you were a Nintendo 64 kid, this one probably keeps you up at night. Was Luigi and Super Mario 64. This wasn't just a rumor, it was a movement. Kids across the world swore you could unlock Luigi. Theories circulated like playground currency, stuff like collect 120 stars and then talk to Yoshi 3 times, or jump in the fountain in the courtyard and beat Bowser 3 times. All of it centered around that cryptic plaque in the courtyard. L is real, 2401. It looked like nonsense, but our imaginations filled in the blanks. We weren't just kids with controllers, we were detectives chasing pixelated ghosts. This was Easter egg hunting before Easter egg hunting, like Call of Duty Zombies before Call of Duty Zombies. We were on a mission to find out how to play our favorite green attired plumber, and we didn't succeed. Because for years, nothing came of it. Then, in 2020, the infamous Nintendo Giga Leak dropped. A massive trove of development data, and in it, a full Luigi model buried in the code. After all that time, all that wondering, all those hunts, Luigi was in the game code, but he wasn't playable. There was no way to attain him, and all of those get 120 stars, beat Bowser 3 times, go around the castle 465 times, and do 3 squats while you're jumping on stars. Like, none of that worked, okay? None of it worked. So this confirmed they originally planned for him to be in the game, but for some reason they just ended up cutting that idea. So the memories weren't exactly wrong, we just remembered a piece of the version of the game that almost existed. I'm gonna give this one Mandela level Yahoo! Number 3, Scorpion's catchphrase. Okay, so Mortal Kombat, you know what's coming. Scorpion throws his last spear, hooks his opponent, and then he says, "Get over here!" Except, not at first. You see, in the original Mortal Kombat arcade release, Scorpion's line was actually, "Come here," a little different, less iconic, more casual, almost like he's inviting you over to dinner instead of pulling you into a fire punch where he's about to actually obliterate you. It wasn't until Mortal Kombat 2 that the aggressive, memorable "get over here" became a staple. The delivery was sharper, the sound quality was better, and it just hit different. I'm not gonna lie, it just hit different. Over time, our brains kind of patched in the earlier games with the iconic line that is now a staple in the series because, well, it's just more cool. It's just more cool. So as a kid, you're gonna be like, oh snap, he says "get over here" in all of them, right? That's Scorpion's catchphrase. Over time, our brains patched the earlier games with cooler lines. Like, we remembered the feeling of it, but we didn't really remember the exact wording, which in fairness is how memory tends to work, especially with fighting games where reactions are over dialogue, 100%. It's not like this is The Last of Us, where there's all story-driven focus. You remember every line very deeply in your heart. This is Mortal Kombat. Okay, I'm going there to get a fatality with up, right, left, right, A, B, whatever, bro. I'm trying to get a fatality. I'm not trying to remember the dialogue, though it's pretty iconic. Mandela rating? Number 4, Link is not Zelda. This one's not even a Mandela effect. It's just practically a rite of passage. Link is not Zelda, okay? Link is the green tunic wearing protagonist from The Legend of Zelda. If you've never played it, you'd assume the title refers to the main character as Zelda. It's not the case. Especially nowadays, non-gamers confuse the two constantly. I'm a victim of it myself. My fault, Link, my fault. It's like if Metroid was named The Tales of Samus, and people just assumed the alien was Samus. What's really interesting is how the mistake became so universal. It's not even just casual gamers, it's the fans too. Even people who have played the games have caught themselves slipping. It's a classic case of title overriding gameplay. I know that one was a little shorter. I just had to get that one off my chest. All right, it was bugging me. It's a Link. It's a Link. Mandela rating. He needs to work on his branding a bit. Number 5, Bowser's shell color. Let's do a quick test, okay? Which color is Bowser's shell in Super Mario World? I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. Did you get it? Most people are gonna say green. Did you say green? Which is correct. But a surprising number of players say blue. It's kind of crazy, like vividly blue with spikes, not just kind of off green, but full on baby blue. This likely comes from a few overlapping sources. First, Bowser's kids, okay? The Koopalings. They often have different colored shells, including blue. Second, older TVs didn't really render colors accurately. A slightly faded green could easily look blue, especially under certain lighting. Third, fan art, ROM hacks, and modded versions sometimes would give you a Bowser with a blue shell, just to make them stand out. So there's a multitude of reasons why people might think Bowser had a blue shell, and it's a very common misconception in Super Mario World, but sadly it is green. There's no blue shell, just another Mandela effect. It also could likely be because our brains remember color impressions, not exact shades. So it's a situation where you had one of your favorite toys as a kid, right? You remember the color impression, kind of the general color of that toy maybe, but you don't remember the exact toy. Was it blue? Okay, well, was it navy blue? Was it baby blue? Was it, was it neon blue? You get my point. You're probably in the ballpark, but it's rarely exact, which could be the same situation here. Granted, it was a long time ago and technology wasn't exactly the best at presenting accurate color depiction. Mandela rating, cool color confusion. Number 6. The striped banana in Donkey Kong 64. Now here's one that's been quietly messing with players for years, okay? The red and yellow striped banana in Donkey Kong 64. Ask longtime fans, and some will swear they remembered a multicolored banana, like a power-up or a secret item in game, but it doesn't exist. It never did. Every banana in Donkey Kong 64 is yellow, with specific ones color-coded for each Kong. Red for Diddy, pause, no Diddy. Blue for Tiny, and purple for Linky, etc. But that striped one? Pure fiction, never existed. It might as well be the Lord of the Rings. So where did this memory come from? Probably the banana coins, which did have a different look, or maybe like combining mental images of regular bananas and the rainbow coin collectible. You know, when you're a kid, you kind of picture things one way and the memories kind of mesh together because you don't exactly remember what it was, but you swore it was there. Mandela effect. It also doesn't help that Donkey Kong has so many banana related items, like they have golden bananas, regular bananas, banana coins. It's so easy to mesh them all together in your head. It's quite a bonanza. But a red and yellow striped banana, that one's just an illusion, a fruity illusion. Gotta say. Banana rating, what a bonanza. Number 7, blood code in Sonic. Okay, this one gets dark and it's completely made up. Some players swear they remembered a blood code in Sonic Hedgehog 2. Like, instead of collecting rings, Sonic left a red trail. Enemies exploded into pixelated gore. Some even say there was a cheat that turned the screen red. None of that ever happened in any official release, but the memory spread hard. The likely culprits, the infamous Mortal Kombat blood code ABACABB. Could also be creepypasta games like Sonic.exe with horror elements, bootleg cartridges or hacked ROMs with modded visuals. Or lastly, it could also be childhood imaginations filling the gaps when games glitched. I mean, it happened. What's fascinating is how vivid the memory is for people. Like, some describe it with such intense detail, it's like it was seared into their brain. But it's all from unofficial sources, rumors, or mental mishaps. There was no blood trail in Sonic. Sonic was never evil in that sense. I mean, there was a cool game back in the day called Nightmare Sonic or Sonic Unleashed or something along those lines that I played on the Wii. That was pretty fun. He was not a good boy. Sonic turned into like this big werewolf monster thing. That's the most evil I've seen Sonic, okay? Nightmare Sonic, Blood Sonic, I don't remember Blood Sonic. So yeah, this one is very, very heavily talked about and remembered as if it happened, but it's just another case of the Mandela effect. I'm gonna give this a Mandela rating M for made up. So, are we remembering wrong, or are there just too many versions of reality floating around? You know, whether it's Pikachus Tail, Luigi's ghost data, bootleg Sonic dripping in blood, our memories clearly aren't as reliable as we thought. Let me know in the comments what gaming Mandela effects you remember. What fake detail has lived rent-free in your head since you were a kid? Smash like if your mind got corrupted a little bit today. Sub if you want more videos that go deep into gaming weirdness, and I'll see you in the next one. Or maybe I already did. Salud.